Hello Sagittarius, hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. We're gonna do a collective reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, but do keep in mind it's still a general reading. So see which signs, symbols, and messages resonate for you in your particular situation and hopefully help to bring you a little bit of clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, confused about. It could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes. It could also narrow your focus, show you something you could be missing. But in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. Let's see what comes through for Sagittarius. Let's start with the angel. What is this? It's the crystal angels. Let's start with this one. Let's get an angel and crystal message energy for you guys. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Grace, Consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Foundational message of wisdom and clarity, please and thank you. Oh, wow. This is like you. You have the titanium rainbow quartz coming through. This is so Sagittarius. This is multifaceted. It's multidimensional. It's not just a one note wonder. It's not just a one color. It's like your aura is this rainbow. It's all the facets of you. Sagittarius, you guys are fascinating because you're always expansive. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you are being expansive in your mind, in your knowledge, in your interests, what you want to know, you have that beautiful open mind to know more about what you don't know about. And for some of you, you are just like explorers, adventurers, innovators, you guys are like inventors. You're so amazing. You're always kind of branching out and like becoming bigger, getting stronger. It's like you don't have that one single goal you want to get to. Your goals are constantly moving. I actually see like, it's weird. I see like not just a wheel. So not just something that kind of just goes this way in like kind of like a 2D way. I see it more like a ball, like a sphere. So you guys are more like, you can kind of push this sphere around your different beautiful map, your beautiful, journey that you're going and go so many different directions. You guys are often really multi-talented. You know a lot about a lot about many different things, subjects. You get along with a lot of different people. But I do feel like with this, I didn't even look at what it says. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person that you're asking about. That's interesting, because maybe you're actually connecting or thinking about someone who's as multi-dimensional as you are, which can be really complicated because people are complicated. We have many, many different layers. Some people are that, that ball of energy that just is exposed. You want everyone to know everything. You want to show all different sides of you, and you're completely comfortable with it. Other people kind of keep a little bit of a lid on that. It doesn't mean they're not multifaceted and sparkling on the inside, and that energy is felt. So if you're feeling someone who's a little bit closed off, but you know that there's so much depth there, there's something different there, there's something sparkly in that person's energy. It's a feeling thing. And you guys are really in tune with feeling energy as well. But I feel like there's something going on, whether you're loud and proud and like big in personality, or you're kind of quiet and reserved. it's still something changing in your energy where you walk into a room and you are just felt. You're noticed. I also do feel like you're expanding somehow. You're getting better at something. You're having more interest in doing something different or more about that thing that you're already interested in or whom you're interested in. When I look at this card, it almost looks like a brain. It looks like the neurons, like the fibers of your brain, like the electrical charge of something is just like firing up. So maybe you have a really, really good idea, or you're thinking about something. It could be that you're a little too in your head and maybe overthinking something here. See how that kind of looks like that? But then you have this, it's like golden energy here, which makes me think of like real value. It's different. I actually see like, now I see that ball again, whether this is you or your idea or, you know, a career situation, an opportunity, whatever it is, this golden ball that like is really, really heavy. I feel like, I don't know why I see this, guys. I see someone like doing this, like, doing their exercises, and maybe something for someone else to hold and handle is really, really heavy. You know, almost like, I'm almost getting like impossibly heavy, or maybe something really unusual or different. I feel like you're just like, oh yeah, watch this. And like you handle it like a pro, or maybe you don't even know you are going to handle something like a pro. Hi babe, what you doing? Interesting, Sag, look at this. Even though there's all this golden energy here, there's still fire there. That's you. You are fiery and passionate and creative and unique and special and confident. And it looks like this fire, this little idea or passion or drive to do something, to venture into an experience or a relationship or something in your career, or I'm getting like some idea, like innovative something where you've thought of something in a different way than anyone else, or like you never thought of before. And I feel like all you need to do is give something a little pusheroo. Just take a couple steps. Like I'm seeing like maybe get off the fence, get out of your head. If this is like your head, get back into that big, beautiful heart that you have to like really help push you along. And I feel like you just need a little like doop, not much to get you going. But I do feel like you do have to be flexible, because I don't see it, whatever you're doing, whether this is a relationship or, you know, a new career or something like that, I do feel like it's not going to be a direct road. I kind of see that ball, like being able to go around different directions. So it might not be the direct approach in a situation or a direct journey. You might have to go like around the bend, through the forest, over the hill, over the mountain, under the, you know, under the ocean and above to have it work. But I feel like you're Sag, you're ready for all that, because you guys are able to totally figure it out as you go. So if you're stopping, many layers and dimensions. I don't know why I just saw this. I see stopping, but I saw someone like, I don't know, put on some shoes, but they're made of concrete. So that could be someone else too, or you. And it's like, you know, you could still have the, let's see, like, like you still have the strength to move. But if you are just kind of getting stuck in your own way, or if that's someone else, maybe they're just moving really slowly, trying to find the right support or foundation. But I do see eventually just those concrete shoes coming off, and I see you or someone else barefoot outside on the grass, which makes me always think of being grounded. So rather than being stuck in the ether, stuck in your head, stuck in emotions, stuck, you know, even in the maybe you're stuck in the 3D world and you have to put those other facets of you into a situation to be able to move more freely. But I do see those shoes coming off. It could be that you actually have to ground your energy or ground these ideas to make them manifest in reality. If you're too grounded in reality and you're not involving this passion of your heart, and like the call of your soul. Because when I think of like tapping into your higher self, that's like a true purpose, destiny thing. And if you feel this fire in your soul and you're not taking steps that way, it doesn't have to be your whole life. It can be just 1 or 2 steps. Then it's going to make you feel stuck because there's a path you're supposed to be walking on. I don't even know what I said. Sag, I have no idea what just came out with this one little card. So, titanium rainbow quartz. Isn't that a Sia song? Maybe whatever I just said about Sia, maybe you connect to her as a singer. It's making me have the goosies, and they just went down my legs. So when I have an energy like thing that, oh my gosh, Sag, when I have an energy thing like that goes through me and it's actually physical and I can feel it and I get the goosies, it usually means, oh my gosh, you guys, it usually means there's a bigger message. So I don't know what I said before, that maybe what the message was, or maybe it was the song, or maybe it's music. You know, I'll put that song below. Maybe look at the lyrics. Maybe it's, I don't know, something in the video. Well, let's see. Let's go to something different. Let's go to the soul's journey for you guys. Clarity for Sagittarius on titanium, rainbow quartz. A multifaceted, possibly complicated situation. I do feel like there's something going on under the surface that you can't quite see. I feel like something is baking. Like getting like the right timing is appropriate. So maybe it wasn't the right time before. Like I kind of see you like trying to take a cake out of the oven before it's baked, and it's like you stick the stick in and it's all goop. So you can't force something to happen before it's ready. Whether that could be a situation, an opportunity, something you're doing business, you, somebody else. Everyone has free will. Everyone, you know, you can't force someone to think something, to feel something, to grow before they're ready, to heal before they're ready, to hear something, really hear something before they're ready. So maybe somebody's not ready yet, or I feel like they're gonna be. I see that cake rising. So maybe you're a baker. Maybe you bake bread. Or like, I don't know. I see something is rising. So clarity for Sagittarius on titanium, rainbow quartz. What do they need to know to be helpful, please, and thank you. Aw, well, there's doubt. So maybe this is where I saw those cement shoes. So it's having, you know, doubt. Maybe something didn't work out in the past, or it's doubt because someone else is involved and it's like kind of out of your control, and it's a waiting game. This could be past situations that didn't work out, past things you did not do right. So when you didn't do something right or it didn't go the right way, it's readjusting. That's how we expand. That's how we grow. That's what we're here to do. And that's good, because if you're having some self-reflection and you're trying to, you know, have new possibilities, you're putting this doubt back on the shelf, getting back that confidence that you have that you can do something. You're so special. There is something really important because of how multifaceted you are, that you are the right one for the job. You are the right one for that relationship. You are the right one to take upon something. So it's releasing the need to know all of the answers. I feel like that's that ball when it moves. You don't always have to know all of the answers right away. Then you miss the journey. So sometimes you do have to allow something to just be in the dark. To just trust you're going to see your way through. And even when there's like sleep, dark time, that's okay, because the sun always comes out. The cycle always changes. The wheel always spins. Change always comes. So there's also a big sunflower here. I feel like, you know, this is you really tapping into your higher self, your third eye, really like following the opportunities that feel like the sunshine. They feel different. They feel warmth. They feel spiritual. They don't feel mundane and superficial. They feel like they light your fire, Sagittarius. And when you start to take steps in that and break out of this box, I mean, it is a box, but there is no lid on this box. You are protected. You are surrounded by sunshine. I feel like you're stepping through this portal, but maybe there's different ways through or in or out of a situation. Maybe it's not that one path. Maybe there are many different solutions, many different ways to look at the same situation or person. But I feel like the biggest message is to really take the lid off of that box and redirect your thoughts, redirect your attention and your focus to possibilities, to solutions, to what ifs. What if it could work out better than you thought? So I feel like you or someone else was possibly getting in your own way, but kind of stopping yourself before you had that next step, or even stopping yourself before that first step. Honestly, Sag, that first step, that thinking about something, that anticipation, that like anxiety of knowing you have to do something and then just is like the hardest part. Usually after you start walking, after you start moving, it gets easier. You start breaking in those beautiful shoes, those sassy high heels, those roller skates start moving easier. I just love roller skates for you guys. Oh, you know what? That's cool. Because the first song I think of when I think of roller skates is Chet Faker. And the song is called Gold. And you do have a lot of this golden energy. And it is the sexiest video. If you click on it only to see the beautiful girls on roller skates going down the road, just click on it to enjoy yourself. It's kind of a cool video, but it's also a really good song. And it does mean that you are, he says something, is I think that's the garden songs. I wish I was in my garden. I got it. You got to know I'm feeling low with you as something. It got to be, there never be another one, another you. I know it's love. This, I felt it. Something like that. The lyrics are really cool. So maybe you are the one. There's never going to be another you, Sag. Maybe somebody's feeling that. Let's continue. Let's go to, what did I bring here? Well, should we jump into something that's a confession? Yeah, I did bring these cards. So this could be something you really want to say, you're thinking about, or possibly somebody wants to say to you. It is a soulmate, but a soulmate isn't always in the romance department. A soulmate is somebody really special connected to you that is in your life to help you expand, to help you grow. Sometimes those are beautiful moments, and sometimes they are rough. So we only grow when we're not doing the treadmill for 20 minutes exactly the same time every day. Kind of, that's what I saw. Like, you know, when things switch up a little bit, that's when we get our footing. That's when we get stronger. That's when we expand. All right. And I just, okay, I'm going to say it because it came through. I looked at this, right? And then I thought of No Doubt. And then I thought of their like first, like maybe second song. Not the girl song. That's not the one I was thinking. Don't Speak. So I'm going to put that song below too. Don't speak. I know what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Maybe somebody's not speaking up. Okay, let's get one card. Confession of a soulmate for Sagittarius, please, and thank you. this is really nice. You have forgive. I'll show you at the bottom, and you have hopeful. So forgiveness, Sag. First, it starts with forgiving yourself. It's something that you're thinking about. We all mess up. We're all human. You know, we do things we regret. We say things we regret. But after that, it's such a release to forgive. And then you elevate and you grow those wings and you feel free. And when you're holding on to something, it just blocks you holding on to that. And sometimes it's deep down there. And this could be someone else who wants forgiveness. They recognize something that happened, didn't go according to plan. Timing didn't work out. Words were said, words weren't said. And if somebody's coming through and, you know, they want your forgiveness, we all free will. It's up to you. It's up to them. Same thing if you're forgiving someone else. They might accept. They might not. They might change. They might not. So each situation, have your discernment. Maybe open yourself up to possibilities that something could heal. Be hopeful. People don't always change in a day. You know, they can want to change, but if it's something that's a repeating habit that they've always done, sometimes it takes a long time. So you have to offer some grace. And if this is a situation, you know, you never have clarity, you never have that communication, you just have to send that forgiveness out into the universe, to that person. Send love, send forgiveness, wish them the best. And that releases you. That releases your tie and hold on something that was restraining you. Doesn't condone someone's actions. Doesn't make it okay. But if you kind of just have a little grace with yourself and someone else, that we're all human, and then wait and see. It looks like some forgiveness is coming your way though. And these words, Sagittarius, are so tiny. So let's see what it says. I hope you will forgive me for all the things I have done and the pain I have caused you. But believe me, my love, that was not my intention. I know I have hurt you pretty badly with my words and actions, but I am really, truly sorry, my love. Someone really loves you. Sometimes people have a real hard time, like stepping up to the plate. And, you know, if there's somebody else is kind of stuck in doubt or stuck in ego or stuck in their own head, it's not easy all the time for someone to come forward and say, hey, I was wrong, and have that self-awareness. And if someone has that much self-awareness, that's when changes can happen. It's really, really big if somebody is reflecting on that. So let's see what this says. This is feeling hopeful. Aww. Okay, there's an umbrella. I'm going to put umbrella underneath. Sometimes you don't even know how beautiful the melody in that song is. It is really beautiful. And the words are really, really like authentic in that song. I hope that we can put the past and the bad times behind us, start again. I know I am asking a lot of you, but I hope that you can, you got two. Somebody really, really wants your forgiveness. I don't know what happened. You know, maybe it was multiple things. Maybe it was one big thing. But it looks like somebody really wants you to give them another chance. Whether or not that changes what the dynamic of the relationship is, you set some boundaries, you set some rules. There could be changes. It could be a whole different energy in that relationship, or you try to start again. But it looks like there has to be true openness and conversation, clarity and communication. Getting on, I'm seeing you like you have to get on the same page. It's almost like you were like in the elevator, but you're like two different like levels, two different floors. You have to somehow get to the same level. And that sometimes is just being vulnerable. I know I am asking a lot of you, but I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I acted so, all right, immaturely. So someone, it's like, I just see like, it's like someone, you know, reverse to acting like a teenager, like where you do mess up and you make really dumb mistakes, but if you don't make those big mistakes, then you don't learn. So maybe you need to allow someone that sometimes you just have to be that like tough love thing, Sag, you know? Sometimes it takes like, you gotta, you know, you can explain it all you want. You can offer that healing advice. You can solve that situation. But until someone like goes through it, really feels it, and makes those changes, it ain't gonna happen. Or it's not gonna be like from a true, you know, actually passing the test and moving to the next level. It's just gonna be like, it's like you went to the class and you wrote it all down and you kind of heard it, but you were kind of daydreaming and didn't really like absorb the lesson. That's kind of what I'm getting. I see somebody finally absorbed a big lesson. All right, let's see. Let's go to the tarot. Go to the tarot for Sagittarius. Which one? Let's do the weird world for you guys. I kind of like this tarot. Let's get some weird world messages for Sagittarius. Clarity on forgive, doubt, multifaceted, hopeful. I also want to say, take note on the beautiful, you know, there's always artwork on these cards, but in particular, I really like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. Sometimes when I shuffle, it's weird messages, but I like when things look like in sync, that it's like a different shape, but that looks very similar. I was just going to tell you that I really like the back of these cards. Clarity for Sagittarius. What do they need to know on hopeful? Somebody wanting their forgiveness. You offering it to someone else. A multifaceted situation, and really tapping into how awesome you are, because you're multifaceted, multi-talented, multi-dimensional. Oh, you have the Ten of Wands. Wow, this is so pretty. So this is nice. This means you're finally putting down the load, or someone else is. This is, sometimes I feel like it's that energy of really wanting control. Sometimes it's actual energy that is out of your control, and you have to handle a load. You have to handle a lot. It feels like a burden. It feels like sometimes the weight of the world is on your shoulders with this card. But this is when you actually take that world and you put it down and you get to roll that ball instead of carrying it on your back. I keep seeing that ball with you. What does this guy have? Look at this. You know, he looks like he's been walking a long time. His clothes are tattered. He's just carrying weird sticks and mud, and I don't even know what he has in there. And it's not just a regular backpack, it's a double backpack. It's huge. It does look heavy. But when you get the 10, it means you've made it to here. You've made it to this place that feels like home. It feels comfortable. You could put your backpack down. You could take your shoes off. You can light a warm fire and sit there with a good book, or sing a song, or make some dinner. It feels so much better. So you're leaving this uncomfortable, heavy situation, putting down the burden, and finding comfort. Finding something that feels like home. What that could be anything for you guys. I mean, that could be a project, that could be a relationship, a person, that could be a job, it could be an actual home. But it's comfort, like it's comfort now. But here, it's not putting down those burdens, not releasing something that you know is overwhelming you and really heavy, not accepting help when usually it's right there. There's usually help there. There's a different way to do that situation where it doesn't feel so heavy. Maybe you can do it one by one, day by day, instead of the whole thing at once. Maybe finding a wheelbarrow, putting it in the back of a car instead of going up that hill on your own. Maybe asking someone, hey, you mind taking half of my sticks? Pretty heavy. And knowing that you will find that help. There's a way to adjust whatever situation you're going in so it doesn't feel so heavy. But it takes an adjustment. It takes you seeing something a different way. Really looking around, seeing how can I make this situation more comfortable? Is it taking the focus off of where you can't control? Because that would be uncomfortable to try to control something you can't. Bringing that control back to you. Finding a way that feels smooth for you. But it does mean that this is almost done. So that is good. Or someone else is ready to ask for help and lay down something that feels like a burden. Let's get clarity on the Ten of Wands for you guys. Clarity for Sagittarius on the Ten of Wands. Oh, you do have the Hangman. All right, so this is, I like the Hangman. It's a purposeful pause. Sometimes it's a self-sacrifice. It's having to give something up to have, you know, what you really want, to find your footing, to find your, you know, solid foundation. It is a card that comes through that usually means that there's some distance or some time, or you need to take some distance and time to readjust how you see something. Because when you look at it the same old way all the time, you don't see those possible solutions. If you're always looking at the glass half full and what didn't happen and not seeing how strong you are, where you could go because of it, or the new direction that you got to because it gave you friction to go there, you know, then you're going to get stuck. So don't get stuck here hanging. If it's somebody else and they have you on hold, they have you on pause, eventually that blood is going to go down to their head. They're going to figure something out, see something a different way, feel, oh, it is. It's like the light is down here. It's not even up here through the trees. They're going to see something a different way, readjust how they're, you know, viewing a situation and turn themselves around. Huh, that's kind of cool. They're actually like standing upright now. Actually being pretty solid on this branch. When I think of branches, I think of like different life paths or different directions that we can go on our life path. It's still kind of in the same forest. Even if you jump tree and you're hitting a totally different, like a different timeline, it's still your forest. It's still your map. It's still like a different branch of a direction you need to go to. That's going to still elevate you and bring you a lesson. There are just many different roads and directions we can go that are going to bring us, you know, those same points of enlightenment where we get to change. It's just different experiences along the way. So there's also all these little, I don't know, fireflies or something here. They kind of look like dragonflies or bats. But it does look like something is being illuminated and lightening up. Something's going to come full circle, turn around 180 degrees, and come back looking at something a new way, which is really nice. Clarity on the Hangman, please. For the collective and the Ten of Wands. Or I almost said the collective for Sagittarius. I haven't done these readings in a really long time, guys. Clarity for Sagittarius, please, and thank you. Oh, the Nine of Wands. So you have the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So you do have a progression. You have figured out, looking back, and how to readjust and let something go. How all of those battles that you went through, all of those things that felt really hard, really made you strong, Sag. They really made you like really feel some strength. They pushed you to go somewhere different. Look how strong this guy is. He's so strong. He's using his own energy to create the fire, which is, you know, it's you, your inner fire. And you're using that. So which hand? It's your left hand. So you're actually receiving, Sag, you're receiving the spiritual fire. You're receiving this enlightenment, this passion, and then putting it into your body to it's almost like with the other hand, your masculine hand, you're going to fuel that passionate energy that you've received to be bigger, to keep it going, to keep that flame alive. And usually when the 9 of Wands comes through, you just need one big push. It's one more little push, and then you're good. You know, you're at the top of the hill. But you sometimes have to remember, what are you, not just what you're learning from a situation, and not just where did it bring you, but why are you doing something? You know, what is the deep meaning for you? What is that deep goal that, you know, you're putting all of this energy into something to obtain? Let's see. 9, 10. It's at the bottom. You have another 8. You have an 8. This is the 8 of Cups. You're ready to go on a journey. You definitely released some of your load here. Or this is somebody else. The 8 of Cups is not always easy because you are leaving something you put energy, time, and attention and love into behind. Something that you were maybe there for a short period, but your heart was in it, or there for a long time. And you're turning around and going a different direction. That's not always easy. Sometimes it's really exciting. And you should look at it a different way, upside down, that it is actually something really exciting. Because when you go on this journey, you're going towards your 9 of Cups. You're actually, whether you know it or not, heading towards your ultimate wish come true. Like real spiritual, emotional happiness, love in your heart, love in your soul, love what you're doing. So maybe in the beginning, it just feels like you had to go a different direction. But the more you walk on that journey, you start to see ahead of you. And you're like, oh, this direction is actually amazeballs. I'm kind of liking this new territory, this new place. And it could also be someone else heading towards their happiness that could be away from you. But Sag, it could also be towards you. And they're finally leaving something behind and coming towards you. Look at that big moon. It could be going with the ebb and the flow, but it could also be the chance to see something that was really, really dark before in a different kind of illumination. It's not quite the sunshine, but something is illuminated there. It's a really pretty card. And I always think of like the kid going to college as just like a parable or like a little story. You know, this doesn't mean whatever you're going, like if you're heading towards that 9 of Cups and you're coming out of the 7 of Cups, which is being wishy-washy, indecisive, in illusion land, in fantasy land, just not in reality. You know, you just don't know what to do. And you're heading towards finally a direction. It's going to start to feel like you're getting stronger along the way. You're having this reflection in your own little space to see something upside down. So when you come back around, the way you look at your opportunities is different. You start to recognize that something could be your wish come true that might not be what you expected at all. It might be something totally different, or it might be what you thought. But wherever you're going, when you start to feel that 9 of Cups energy that you're definitely on your way to, or it's releasing and letting somebody else find their own 9 of Cups. Because then there's a different 9 of Cups for you. But it doesn't mean the two energies or the two situations can't come back. the kid going away to college is going to have some experiences and come back to their home room or their, you know, their childhood room. And they've probably changed and grown up a little bit. And the way they look at their stuffed animals isn't going to, they don't want to play with the stuffed animals the same way. They had some cool experiences in college. If you are leaving a job and you go to a new job and you find, this new place I'm working is pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. It doesn't mean you can't go back and visit the people that you loved at your old job and go out to lunch. It's still there, but what's changed? You. So how you see that place has changed. If it's a relationship and it's two people going apart, each finding their separate 9 of Cups, having some new experiences, maybe 2 new relationships, and then there's still the love there, the desire to come back, have a conversation, see what's going on with each other. Maybe the dynamic of that relationship has changed, but it doesn't mean that it can't still be there. It's not something that's lost forever here. And it could be also that if 2 people need to go off and have a little exploration on their own, see something upside down, so they get stability back, they get their strength back. It feels like they put down a load and got their energy back, feel at home in themselves, and then come back together. It is possible that these 2 journeys can end up rolling back into the same lane, even if they had to go off the beaten path on their own for a little while. I'm not sure what I said with all those cards, so I hope whatever I said made sense. I do feel like there's kind of different scenarios going on. Let's go to a different tarot and get a clarifying card for Sagittarius on multifaceted doubt. 9 of Wands, 8 of Cups, Hangman, and the 10 of Wands. Now, all of these Wands and Cups, so Wands are fiery, passionate, creativity, curiosity, expansion kind of energy, like you guys. But then you have the 8 of Cups. That's in the emotional department. Now, that's a different kind of energy. But then you have the Hangman. That's the biggie. The Hangman, the having patience, the redirection, the different approach, you know, the enlightenment to see something with new focus, with new eyes is the big energy. That's the, you know, the major arcana card here. I keep hearing patience. Who sings Patience? Is that a song? It's like an 80s band. I can kind of hear it. I don't know. Like, the first thing I hear is the Rolling Stones, but I don't know if it's the Rolling Stones or it might be somebody else. I feel like they have more hair. I'll find it for you guys. All right, let's get clarity on 8 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, a Hangman, multifaceted, doubt, forgive, and hopeful for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Please and thank you. Did I tell you what this was? It's the Mystical Moments Tarot. And you have the Page of Pentacles. So you're watering your garden. You're definitely gathering some new information. This girl is here. She's like a flower. It's like you're blooming. It also looks like an umbrella. And look at, you have something on your back here. But instead of it being a load, what you're carrying on your back is actually something that can water your garden. There's a dragonfly here too. Maybe you connect to dragonflies. The Page of Pentacles is usually an earthy sign. You know, it's like a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, but it doesn't have to be. It's an energy. This could be somebody very young that you know that is really eager to learn more about something. Maybe learn more about you, but it's just a page's energy. So it could be just a tiny little communication in the beginning that gives you some understanding into your actual real world and what you need to actually put your energy into that you can touch. I feel like this is the page that's kind of like the bookworm. Like you're starting a new class, you don't really know anything, but you're really eager to like study, to put more energy into something. But it's like the teacher's pet. It's not just getting into the knowledge, getting into the book. You actually want to have the experience and do something like with your hands. You want to actually like touch what you're studying. It's more like, I feel like it's like more like science class, you know, when you're like putting the different things and you actually want to do something like that to learn. So maybe it's starting to have a little physical experience with something that feels a little new, but little by little, it's like a step-by-step thing. You're going to definitely grow with this. Or somebody's willing to like start really small, but make some real solid steps towards you. Maybe just not all at once. It's like a slow and steady thing. And it's coming from ground zero here and, you know, really learning something day by day, conversation by conversation, experience by experience. But I definitely feel like it has something to do with growth. And you have found a way that if the rain doesn't come one day, you know how to water this garden and keep it growing. Let's get one more card. Clarity from this deck on the Page of Pentacles for Sagittarius. It's actually the first like court card that came through too. Except for now, when you have the King of Cups. Interesting, because this is a very masculine / feminine King of Cups. So this is getting curious, putting some solid work, some solid steps. Maybe it just starts with a text. Sometimes this is just tiny communication that comes through. And it's 3D world. So it's, hey, let's meet at this cafe. And start there. Start small. But this is a big offer of love. The King of Cups is emotionally stable, secure, comfortable, romantic. He or she like really has had a lot of experience. They're not acting like, what did that other card said, like a adolescent, or like they're immature. This is someone who's mature. But the King of Cups does feel a lot. It's not always exposed, but there's definitely more going on in there than is always let out. But when it's the right moment and he or she lets out what's going on in his or her heart, it's deep. It's just not always let out to everyone. It's let out in the right time to the right person. If this King of Cups is upside down, he can just be emotionally all over the place. He can be also like emotionally cold, like you get nothing. Even if there's a lot going on under that surface. It's almost like instead of releasing the control to let those emotions go through him as they come, because emotions come and go and change all that all the time. It's like he has this, almost like if the King of Cups gets too much in his head and has this need to control that crazy feeling that's going on, and that just usually blocks him. But it looks like you are making a bridge through something. You're holding something, or somebody's holding something here and protecting it. And you're allowing something to pass by. Safe passage away through this mountain, you know, away through a situation. It's usually Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It doesn't have to be. And there's also something with this hair being an octopus. And then you have this, look at this. You have this multifaceted, and then you have octopus hair. So you have to be flexible. But I think the octopus is so smart. They're like little aliens of the ocean, man. They can figure things out. They can figure out problems. They also have to like really wiggle away through a situation. And like, there's those octopus of like, what is, I think it's the mimic octopus, can actually not just be multifaceted. They can like know how to look like a sea snake. They can know how to look like a little house or a shell or a thing. They can actually change, I think that's an octopus. They can actually change their body shape and their colors to look like what they need to look like. It's like a shapeshifter. So I feel like this is somebody, probably you, probably this facet of you that's able to adapt to many, many, many situations and people. Just don't forget that. Be flexible. Every job, opportunity, path, day of you, relationship is different. Not everything is going to be the same as something was in the past, and we change too. People change. So at the bottom you have the High Priestess. So really, Sagittarius, trust your inner guidance. Trust your connection to God, Source. The High Priestess sometimes means there is a lot of silence. Sometimes you have to keep something to yourself until the timing is right. You will know when. Sometimes it's these spiritual messages that don't come through normal. They come through all kinds of different ways. You know, like not when you expect them. The lessons come through when you're ready. And the same with someone else. But the High Priestess is so special. She's very powerful. She does have a big blue amulet here on her. It kind of looks like it's her throat and her heart. So expressing yourself, expressing your heart, opening up. You have two of these boats here. These big ships. And you're opening up this big red curtain. Look at all the water here. They kind of look like they go with each other. Maybe you're sailing to new shores. Your sails are up. You're going with the winds of change. You're going with the flow. The High Priestess has got to have some self-responsibility with her gifts. That her intentions are for the highest, greatest good of everyone. Kind of like I say in the beginning of the readings. And that they're not selfish intentions of lower vibrations. Because then, you know, the messages you kind of receive are lower vibration. So you have to always realize, whatever you're going through, Sagittarius, everybody has free will. And to allow the grace and connection to the universe for it to work out the best for every person involved, including yourself, opens up the biggest possibilities of growth and beautiful blessings that come into your life. Because sometimes we can have a desire, something we really, really, really want, but what if, Sag, there was something even better for you? What if there was something even better for someone else? What if that desire did come together and you both want? I'm getting a lot of relationship. I know there's sometimes career stuff here, but I am getting a lot of like partnership of some kind with this, whether it's a family member or something like that. It could be a career too. But if that desire is really there for both people to want the same thing, it's probably so it comes together with the right foundation. So it can have growth. So trust your intuition. Don't forget about that. And get all logical, or even, you know, if you have a lot of that flamey energy and you're really diving into something because you're passionate, you do have to think logical, use your heart, but trust your discernment. You know, to navigate those waters and change your sails appropriately. And do I have anything to pull you one more card? I do. Oh, I want to do this too, Sagittarius. Let's pull you a charm. I have this bowl of charms. Let's just see what comes through for you guys. Oh, you have a ballerina. That's cute. I just thought of Tiny Dancer. And a feather. I hear 4, so let's just do 4 charms for you guys. Maybe these are symbols that you connect to or randomly that you see. Ah, look at that. Here's an anchor. And you do have all these boats. Maybe they're smoother sailing ahead. Or maybe your anchor is going down and you're starting to feel more grounded. This could also be that big pause that came through. Maybe this anchor was necessary for something that was maybe something you feel, but you can't quite see yet, and that's okay. 4, let's get one more. Uno más for you guys. What is that? It's the moon with a star. And let's end this reading for you guys. I hope something came through that was helpful for you guys. Sometimes I remember parts of readings. Sometimes it just kind of flows. Sometimes it's a little tiny message, or sometimes it's the whole thing. The whole shebang. But I hope if you're still here, even if it maybe wasn't your reading, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and maybe something will resonate later if it doesn't make sense now. One more card clarity for Sagittarius, please, and thank you. You have asked your angels. So it's asking for guidance. Ask God, ask the universe, ask your higher self, whatever you have faith in, for an answer. If you don't know what to do, if you're in that, I don't know what to do, I need a sign, or I need a direction, I need a little clarity. And then just wait, and it will be answered. It will come through, and it will feel really, really personal. We're on this school of life here to learn, to mess up, to grow, to have joy, to find love, to feel at home and peace and all that, a whole thing at once. Sometimes when we need a little extra help, we do forget to ask, and we have guidance right there waiting for us to ask. But if it's that tough love from the universe, and they're like, well, you got to learn that lesson, you got to learn the lesson. But you can be in that lesson and say, hey, in this lesson I need a little extra help. Can you please send me some direction, please, por favor? And it'll come and you'll know it. It'll feel right. I'll show you at the bottom. You do have, the situation will improve. It's going to get better. The waters are going to get smoother. You're going to get more clarity. You're going to breach the surface of a situation. And I feel like not just hold on to that light. It's going to pull you up. And also you got dolphins, man, which are just fun and cute and funny, and they laugh. So maybe just the ending message is just find that inner joy in you. Be playful with the situation. Try to, see the light in it. Make something lighter. Release something that was just a burden. Come back to your center, your home. Turn your own little warm light on. Start to take steps towards what really brings you joy. And with that, I bid you guys adieu. I hope this reading was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I will see you soon.